clown dates and Shazam and trademarks. Oh my.
Welcome to It's Different.
Lee hee hee. I'm Ryan, and that's Molly.
Happy New Year. I know by the time this episode comes out, it'll be several days into the new year, but this is our first episode, so just wanted to wish you a happy almost year of the snake. We're going to be talking about Reputation. Shocker in this episode. We've got more data, URLs, facts for you. And what is everyone talking about with Shazam?
But before we get into all of that, we want to just remind you guys to send us your Tay Therapy stories. We'll have the link in our description below. Tay Therapy, for those who don't know, it's like a little warm virtual hug where we talk about how much Taylor's music has impacted myself and others. So if Taylor's music has gotten you through a hard time, send us those submissions because we want to hear from you and share with our little Swiftie community.
And if you have not subscribed to our channel already, click that button right now. Thank you to everyone who's joined us on Patreon as well. All of our content is there ad-free, including our Eras Tour recaps and our Chiefs recaps. And although Taylor hasn't been to a Chiefs game yet in 2025, that doesn't mean that we don't have updates on the Chiefs. You guys liked seeing Alex on our last episode, so we figured what better way to bring him back to be the man talking about sports. Not that Ryan and I can't do that ourselves, okay? We very well can, but here's Alex with our Karma as the guy on the Chiefs update.
He'll be the man. Yeah. Take it away.
Molly. That's right. I'm your Chiefs correspondent for some reason, giving you the latest on Kansas City that lost a game that honestly didn't matter to them whatsoever. They're playoff bound, but so are now the Broncos. They win 38-0. Chiefs didn't play anyone, including Patrick and Travis. But that doesn't mean that Travis didn't have a good season. Without starting the last game, Travis still ends the year 3rd in targets, 3rd in receptions, and 5th in yards among tight ends. If you want a little comparison, because I know some people have said, Travis isn't the same. He's getting older. Well, he was top 3 in all those categories last year as well. So he's still at the same production level for tight ends. Still had a good season. Chiefs take on the lowest seeded team after the wild card round. So hard to know who exactly that's going to be, but shaping up to be a really good matchup, and they have home field advantage throughout. So we'll see what happens. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Chiefs correspondent.
You nailed it.
So for anyone who doesn't know the NFL playoff schedule, the wild card round is this upcoming weekend, and the Chiefs have a first round bye, like Alex was just indicating. So the next time they will play is either January 18th or 19th at home. So hopefully we will see Taylor out in the public then. Since our last episode, Swifties started to go crazy on social media because they realized that if you played a snippet of Look What You Made Me Do, Taylor's version, that your phone would recognize with Shazam. In case you don't know what Shazam is, you literally can play a song and your phone will tell you what song it is. They realized that it was now confirming Look What You Made Me Do, Taylor's version.
Which, of course, sent everyone into a spiral, thinking that Rep is now in the room with us. And, we don't know when it was registered or what's going on. So we thought it'd be a good time to break into what we do know and a few facts surrounding the upcoming re-record.
Look What You Made Me Do, Taylor's version has been available since the fall of 2023. And like Ryan just said, this got us thinking maybe a lot of people don't know these facts about the re-records. We've talked about them a lot in our other episodes. Ryan has been citing them in her clowning, but it's time to actually make an episode about the facts of the re-records.
Are you ready for it?
So as a quick refresher for anyone who's not familiar with the re-record situation, back in 2019, when Taylor was promoting the Lover album, she had just signed with her new label, the label she's with now. And on an interview live on GMA with Robin Roberts, she said she was going to be re-recording her first 6 albums. And the reason that she's doing this is because her previous label, Big Machine Records, that owned all of her masters sold her work to Scooter Braun. Ryan and I will do a deep dive of like all of this another time if you guys are interested.
Pre-rep, don't worry, we got y'all. Once rep is in the room with us, we got you guys.
Yes, we will do a history of Scooter and Kanye and all of that stuff. But the important thing to know here is just that Taylor has said she's recording all of her albums, and there were some legal things that had to happen, right? So for example, Reputation, she had to wait 5 years from when Reputation was originally released before she could re-record it. That's in the contract. So Reputation was originally released in 2017. She couldn't start working on that until 2022.
So if you were clowning pre-2022, what are you doing? I'm like, were we clowning? I'm like, no, because Molly likes to keep me in check with those things, and she's like, literally impossible. But also, I feel like we were so distracted by then.
Back when she announced Midnights at the VMAs, I was like, wait, is the rep announcement coming? When she was in that silver dress? That was fall of 2022.
Okay, yeah. So technically safe. You know, as of November 10th.
We were in a window.
2022, yeah. As soon as we could start clowning, we did.
Yeah, but the VMAs were in like August of that year.
You know, semantics. We expect an announcement, not a release, you know?
Yes.
I don't know if that counts. So we're getting into the weeds. Irrelevant.
With all of that said, the re-records are going to happen. These are the facts. The other facts of why we just simply cannot get on board with anyone who thinks Taylor would not be re-releasing these albums. We've seen a number of theories as to why people think she might not do this. She's already given us 2 songs from Reputation, Taylor's version, not the full songs. They're not available as like a single. Like, for example, Love Story was made available as a Taylor's version single before Fearless came out, and Wildest Dreams before 1989 came out. But which singles or song snippets have we already heard, Ryan?
First, we got Delicate, which appeared in the Summer I Turned Pretty on Prime Video back in August of 2023, which if y'all haven't watched that show, you need to go do it because it's incredible. And Taylor is a big supporter of the director. She's a female director, and she likes them so much, she just gives them all the goods.
Some episodes have like multiple Taylor songs in them.
We got Back to December, we got This Love, and you know, it's the spot where she likes to plug in some songs that we've never heard before.
Also, I didn't realize that you had finished, like that you were caught up on The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Unless I'm crazy and missed like the whole other season, but I think I finished it. It's very possible. I don't remember how it ended. I think I told you that, but I did finish it.
Okay, proud of you.
The latest season's stacked with Taylor songs, period. So
oh my gosh, so many.
Stacked. But there's also another Reputation Taylor's version song that we have heard a snippet of. Molly?
So it's what we were talking about to start the episode. Look What You Made Me Do. We first heard this in 2023, actually like right after we heard Delicate for the first time. It was used to both promote and in like the opening sequence for the show Wilderness. And then in the second episode of that season, they played even more of the song and played a chorus of it. So we've already heard Delicate and Look What You Made Me Do, Taylor's version. Look What You Made Me Do also made an appearance in the Apple TV Plus show called The Dynasty, The New England Patriots, which came out in March of 2024. And Alex and I watched all of that literally because of this song, but also because Alex is a Patriots fan. Sorry to anyone out there in Chiefs Kingdom who might have been fooled into thinking he was a Chiefs fan with that update.
Giving away the Chiefs correspondence identity.
I know.
Gosh. Which ties it all back to where we started with Shazam and how we don't know when these songs were registered on Shazam, because if we got these songs now years ago, it is very possible that they were registered as soon as they came out. But I don't think people were, you know, spending their free time looking it up because
Shazam.
because we had the Eras tour, we had a lot of other stuff going on, so it makes sense. We were busy.
Literally, when Delicate came out on The Summer I Turned Pretty, we didn't even know about 1989 Taylor's version yet. It was announced a couple days later. There was just so much happening. I don't think that people noticed any of this.
Right.
But we care about it now.
I know. Yeah, when I saw the Shazam thing, I was like, wait, why is this a big deal? What does this mean?
Well, if anything, I just thought it was new because we only had snippets, because we don't have the full songs, and that maybe there was something new. And here's another fact for you. She's talked about the Reputation vault tracks.
Fun fact, the only only re-record she's ever spoken of the Vault tracks before we got the Vault tracks. You know, if that's not exciting enough, when we got the Time Person of the Year interview back in December 2023, the whole thing is rep coded. All of her photos of what she's wearing, it's the iconic one with the cat on her shoulder, the whole thing, it's giving rep. And
Black
that was
bodysuit.
so long ago. And she talks about a lot of things. It's a really good read. But she also talks about Rep TV, because of course. And she says, I feel like I should read this little nugget in its entirety because it's important.
I agree.
This is the writer perspective reading from the writer's point of view. She tells me about revisiting Reputation, which is perhaps the most charged era in the tour. It's a goth punk moment of female rage at being gaslit by an entire social structure. She says, laughing, I think a lot of people just see it and they're like, sick, snakes and strobe lights, which, you know, some people do and they don't know the lore, which is why we got you. The upcoming Vault tracks for Reputation will be fire. She promises. I go back and reference this excerpt often to remind myself that Rep TV is coming, that the Vault tracks are going to be fire. Okay. That's the only Vault track she's talked about. But also when she just mentions like female rage, I was like, female rage, the musical, like look at it tying together. And we're talking about a goth punk moment.
Think of all the outfits she's been wearing that give goth punk, like her VMAs dress this year. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I do think she's talked about other Vault tracks before, sadly. Not sadly, come on. But when I was doing my research for today's episode, I went back and saw her post for 1989, Taylor's version. And when she posted about it, she said that those were her favorite Vault tracks and that she couldn't believe she left those off the original album, which now that we've heard, is it over now? Facts.
Well, I just meant like talking about it before the announcement.
Right.
Like she's like addressed, yes, it hurt a little bit when she said they were her favorite. 'Cause I'm like, but you said the rep was fire.
But that was after we found out about the fire after 1989
yeah,
came out.
you're right.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's fine. We love the 1989 too. We got fire. We got favorites. It's fine. Obviously, Rep was a really trying time for her. So I'm sure that she's got many mixed emotions about this album. But I like to think that the fans have turned it into this madness that it is now. And it's about so much more than that time. But also, like she said, female rage, man. It's a comeback.
The fact, when you think about it, the fact that we got Delicate and Look What You Made Me Do in 2023, and then we got that interview. Can you blame us for thinking that it would come out in 2024? Come on.
It's still possible it was supposed to, you know? We don't know. The madness that we have made it, who knows? That could also play into it. A part of me wonders. I'm like, fans have been screaming about Rep since literally the very beginning. I mean, since forever, but the very beginning of the Eras tour. Was it Brazil? When during the surprise songs, they were chanting Reputation. So
yeah, it was either Brazil or Argentina. I forget.
So that was early for no reason. People just, they want it.
No, that was around this time, though. That's what I'm saying. That was fall of 2023.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We've been so close for so long. I also don't think she knew how well Tortured Poets would do. And once it was the #1 album for most of the year, if she was going to release debut or Rep, probably adjusted plans by that point. But
true. In
other episodes, we've also talked about the trademarks that have been filed for Reputation Taylor's version and Taylor Swift Taylor's version. Amir talked about this in some of our episodes. Ryan brought it up in her 2025 predictions. I have, for once, looked at it myself too now, not just relying on Ryan to do all the work. And we have more URL, data, facts.
We will link it in the bio so you can go play around and follow this trademark journey on the .gov website with us.
.gov.
.gov, y'all. What's more real than that?
We are going to take you through this journey of trademarks and how that leads to something being very imminent. We're so close.
It's in the room with us.
Is in the room with us. Okay. So the first thing is that all of the trademarks for all of the Taylor's version albums from Taylor Swift through Reputation were all filed on the same day. It was February 11th, 2021. Channeling my Ryan there.
I know.
February 11th, 2021.
2021.
You may remember that Fearless Taylor's version ended up being announced like that same day, and then it came out in April of 2021. Fast forward to the next important date, which is August 16th, 2022, which is when the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the website that we've been using to do all of this research, they notified Taylor's team of an allowance, which means that the trademark will be officially registered as soon as they start being used in commerce. So as soon as she announces any of these re-records, it's ready to go. It's pre-approved. And that allowance was supposed to cover them for up to 3 years.
So what has happened in the last 3 years? Well, Taylor has filed a lot of extensions for her final 2 re-records that we still haven't gotten. And to get into the nitty-gritty of it, you are allowed up to 5 extensions. And Taylor is about to file her last one for both albums. Both Taylor Swift, Taylor's version, and Reputation, Taylor's version, their most recent extension date was July 25th, 2024. They were both the same day. So that means they're on the same timeline. And each extension is about 6 months, which means that we are very close to that extension renewal date of January 25th, 2025, or around that. It's like varied by a few days. When and if she files her final extension, that means we only have a 6-month window until she at least announces both of those albums, or else she loses the trademark, which we know is not going to happen because this girl has been renewing over and over and over for years now and milking these extensions, and she knows her dates. And so, you know, she could not renew either of them and announce both of them before the 25th, but that's probably not going to happen. I'm a clown, but I'm not that, you know, clown crazy.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about these dates for 2 different reasons. One, because I've seen a lot of people on social media talking about the August 16th, 2022 date. 3 years after that is around middle of August this upcoming year in 2025. But then in our last episode, Ryan had mentioned the extensions and that they really only took us to July. So I was like, where's the discrepancy between where people are getting August and July? And I think that's literally it, right? It's just that for whatever reason, they got that notice in August of 2022, and then they renewed it like shorter than 6 months then. Because they renewed it in January of 2023. And so that's where we're like missing those couple of weeks gaps between the different dates people were coming up with of like, it has to be announced by August 16th or it has to be announced by this date.
Right.
And when you go back and look at the dates that they've renewed in January, like you were just saying, it's varied by a couple of days. So like the first extension for Taylor Swift, Taylor's version was filed January 30th, 2023. For Rep, it was February 1st, 2023. And then the third one, which was in a January again, was January 17th of 2024. So of last year. The next January date, in theory, should be, like Ryan said, very, very soon.
Very soon.
I feel like I'm going to be refreshing the site now every day. I never thought we'd be here.
Right. Because it's like, that's like, forget Shazam. That's breaking news. We know this is a confirmation because, again, it's a government website, but it's still just being like, oh, she renewed it. And then that's like literal 6-month go time. Like, I don't care about an exact date because it's like, even now, knowing that Reputation is within a 6-month, at least an announcement, satiates me a little bit. Even though it does scare me because I'm like, you know, girl could push the dates and announce like August, whatever, for a November, you know, release time if she wants to throw it back to the original release, which was November 10th.
All right, whoa. You're jumping ahead here because Ryan and I started talking about this before we started recording. All along, we've been thinking she needed to release the albums in this time frame, but as we were talking before we started recording, that might not be the case. An announcement might be enough to satisfy the trademark requirement. If anyone out there is a lawyer or has any like info on this, please let us know in the comments. But we're now thinking, like Ryan was just explaining, if she announces it within this window, then the trademark technically goes active, right? Because as soon as she announces the album, what happens? We get the font, we get the new like logo, we see the album cover, we can start to pre-order it. So technically, it doesn't necessarily mean we will have said album in 6 months. Just an announcement.
Sadly, yes. All just an announcement. I mean, it could be more, but at minimum, an announcement, which I've said for so long, that's enough. You know, even though, again, as I say that after I just was a little bummed that might mean a fall release date. But either way, Rep is still in the room with us. And that's where we just got to stay focused. If we waited this long, what's another 11 months, you know? Or whenever, 12 months, or whenever she actually does give us the date. She's like, actually, Reputation Taylor's version is going to be out 2027. And it's like,
oh
trademark
gosh.
checked.
No.
I put it out there, you guys. It exists, okay?
Here, you can buy all the merch. Just, you can't hear the songs yet.
Yeah.
That would be awful. Don't even speak that into existence. 2027.
A fall, you know, we will get to our clown dates next, but I mean, she did like to do the re-releases. Like we got 1989 around the same time that the original came out.
The exact date.
Could do that again for Reputation, you know, because she also, I feel like every album very seasonal. So it's like Reputation isn't really a summer album. I mean, it could be.
That's true.
But it could be a spring. I mean, technically March is still winter. Oh, I forget when the winter or the spring equinox is. I forget. But
I don't know.
It technically could be in the window of winter, but it's not. It's not
yeah,
really
Reputation
spring or summer.
originally dropped in November.
Yeah.
So
whereas Debut could really pop off in the summer. So, you know, it's very possible that we get Debut or the spring.
Debut was also a fall release, October 24th, 2006.
I guess that's true. In the beginning, she did release a lot of albums in the fall. Now that I think about it, it was part of her 2-year cycle. Like, maybe that is irrelevant, even though Rep doesn't feel like a summer album. But I mean, not saying I won't vibe to it in the summer, but don't know if that matters.
I just want to be drinking on a beach with you all over me. There are songs that can work.
Yeah, we don't care.
I feel like Gorgeous, Getaway Car, those will all be summer songs if we want them to be.
It's true.
It's really like Call It What You Want that gives me fall vibes.
Yeah.
Windows boarded up after the storm.
Could be a summer shower. I don't know.
I said that's the one that gives me fall vibes.
I know. That's why I'm like, well, you know, could make it what storm? I don't know. A rainstorm. Another fun thing to note is back before we got 1989 Taylor's version, people were starting to create social videos with Wildest Dreams before we got Taylor's version. People just decided, you know, it's the song of the moment. We're popping off. And Taylor said, and no, literally came out and posted a TikTok and said, if you're going to use Wildest Dreams, use Taylor's version.
And this was after she had started promoting Red. Taylor's version.
Yeah, it was way in advance. It was like
Red was coming out in 2 months, and her TikTok was like, when you pick a date for Red, but someone talks about 1989.
That was a rare case. It's unfortunate we haven't been able to push that agenda with I don't know if we've really tried, but the TikTok is on one right now, because if no one's ever heard the OG snippet of Call It What You Want when Taylor's like playing it, like not the recorded version, but she's
in
clearly
Miss Americana.
Yes, she's clearly playing it. It's a moment, it's a vibe. She's in love. And people have decided to use that soundbite, which maybe it's technically not off the album, so maybe it's not enough to force her hand. It's going around now and people are posting like how in love they are with their person. And then you have the sad people, single people like myself, who are like, oh, manifesting when I can finally post this. And then people are like, just post it about you and like you do you. So they're trying to like equate it to like friendship, and it's very cute. So, you know, I don't know if it'll push her hand because it's not technically off the original album.
But your hope is that Taylor's like, okay, I see all of you out there playing Call What You Want on your TikToks. Here's the real version.
I know.
Here's the Taylor's version.
But the real version isn't as cutesy as the Miss Americana one, so I don't think it would fit the vibe. But
what if she does some of the tracks acoustic for us? It's a possibility.
Girl would have to be so bored. Can you imagine? She just busts out the guitar and she does like a Travis version.
I meant like there could be an acoustic version of it on Rep. For all we know.
Oh, I thought you meant she was going to give us one like
Oh, no.
You want an acoustic
version? She also
version?
did sing it live acoustically on SNL. So now I'm going to have to see the trending sound. Maybe it might not be from Miss Americana. It could be from SNL.
No, it's the really cute one. You know which one.
Yeah, where she's sitting on the floor playing the guitar.
Yeah, and she's laughing and giggling and she's all cute. Yeah. It's a moment.
Yeah, that's Miss Americana. I don't think she owns Miss Americana, though. There's confusion for me about who owns her Netflix content. So maybe that should be the next investigative thing I focus my energy on. But
yes. We've got the trademarks locked. What else?
Yeah.
They're not changing anytime soon.
I mean, but they are. Like, there has to be an extension filed soon.
Soon, yes. Within the month.
So those are all the facts. The Taylor's version songs we've already heard. The trademarks. There have been no Taylor's version debut songs released or that we've heard snippets of. So we just have to ride off of her live era's performances to know how good her updated vocals are going to be on debut songs. If any shows out there would like to use one of them, I could see a little like Picture to Burn, She Said No, being used in some sort of TV show. Why haven't we done that? Just so that we know if it's there or not. Someone ask. So we have all of this info, snippets, the trademarks, and we also have some new theories.
So, of course, we can't give you all of the facts without a little bit of fun and another clown date, because if anyone wasn't paying attention, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day came and went, R.I.P. Another clown date, lost but never forgotten. Someone posted in our Discord this incredible photo of all of these lost rep dates that have been predicted over the years that obviously didn't come to fruition. And I said it deserves to be in a museum because it does. And I would love to see it all and just be like, wow. I mean, just seeing that list, I was like a little triggered. And like you look back and you're like, I forgot about some of these. So of course, we have to give you another clown date. And we will link this in the description with all the other goodness so y'all can just like take your own deep dive. So Nikki on TikTok, basically in a very tiny nutshell, she explains it better, talked about this 336-day theory, which leads us to our next clown date of January 23rd, being the announcement day for Rep TV. 1, 2, 3, let's go, bit. Followed by a March 21st Rep TV release date. 3, 2, 1, Exile ends. This all sounds crazy. It's because it is. But we will obviously get into way more of this in our next episode, so you know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, Nikki had so many great nuggets in it. Definitely go watch that, but we're going to talk about it more next week too. And there are so many Easter eggs in the music videos that we've gotten over the last few years. We're going to refresh you on them in case you don't remember, or just in case you want to relive them all with us, because Taylor has been laying this groundwork for literally years.
We're here to educate y'all. We're here to help you guys. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. And I will leave you with this, is that there's a lot going on right now and people are fired up about the imminent Rep TV and debut announcements and release dates. So just stay diligent out there, okay, guys? Because there's a lot of fake news going around, and there's been some TikTok accounts that people thought were Taylor herself, like sprinkling Reputation songs, and then they ended up removing all the videos and literally basically posted a video calling everyone trolls and laughing in our face. So, take everything with a grain of salt, and just, if you ever question anything, just think, what has Taylor done in the past? Because while she doesn't ever repeat what she does, there's still like a general vibe, and if it feels too good to be true, it might be. So apparently there's also Taylor's lawyer. Someone found their account, and that's been a whole thing. I don't know. That's a whole nother thing, but just stay diligent out there, you guys. All right. I have to check myself on a daily basis. I'll see something and be like, and I'm like fact checking myself to be like, not real. Okay. But keep an eye on Taylor Nation, because they do post sketchy stuff. And, sometimes they'll sprinkle stuff in when you're not even paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And you might think it means nothing. Why, which we will also talk about in our next episode. It's like, don't always believe them, because sometimes they're like, we're just doing this. It's like, are you? Are you?
Or things that we think mean something and then it's been so long that we forgot about it and now it might be relevant again, and we'll explain more next time.
On the next episode of What the Hell's Going On?
Also, like Ryan said, if you have questions about the re-records or any of these URLs, facts, data, information that we have presented in this episode, let us know. We're here. We're here to help sort through the madness.
And we want to know what you guys care about. Any unanswered questions, we want to hear from you guys.
So like we've been saying, in our next episode, we're going to dive into some of the Easter eggs that we've been seeing over the last couple of years in Taylor's music videos and break some of them down for you. For those of you who have joined our Patreon, we will continue to do recaps over there. So hopefully Taylor will go to a Chiefs game soon and we can do another one of those for you. All of our Eras Tour recaps are on our Patreon channel in case you're looking for those. The link is in the description of this episode. And for the Grammys, you want to tell them, Ryan?
We're going to be together. Yes, one of our last few times being together for a minute, but we will go into more of that later. And we know what happened the last time we were together.
We did a live stream, which we're going to do again after the Grammys. So be on the lookout for that. Come join us. Come hang out with us after the Grammys when hopefully we are celebrating many more awards for Taylor.
Also, just a reminder to submit your Tay Therapy stories. Link in the description if you guys want to be a part of one of our upcoming Tay Therapy episodes, because those are coming back.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and go follow us on social, okay? We're on TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram at @ItHitsDiffPod. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.